nothing in football that is more important than converting in the red zone. If my voice is a little out, you know fucking why it's out. Mainly due to the simple fucking fact that you just lost to USC. And so for the fifth straight fucking year, LSU has lost an opening game. Well, a couple years ago off of that, you still won the SEC, but you didn't have Jaden Daniels. Mike Denbrock was your OC, and you were able to get some things done. Now you lose to USC, who, by the way, I'll take the lump on this one. That offensive line in the second half got pushed the fuck around in the running game. John Emery got some good runs in there, but going into the last drive that you had on offense, you had 15 total fucking yards in the fourth quarter. But none of that shit fucking matters. None of that shit fucking matters when you go into the red zone in the beginning of the game and you go for it on fourth down and Nuss is pressured and he throws the football away. It's missed completely when you are in the red zone again in the fourth quarter, and every time that you're trying to step or get away or pull away, I should say, from USC, you take a big fucking dump right in your hand and you can't do shit about it. So for 5 straight years, you've lost. Some of these games, you've been the better fucking team, but coaching, special teams, the fundamental shit that you have to fucking do, you don't fucking do it. Guys, you left 10 points, at minimum 6. You left 6 points in the red zone tonight. You lost by 3, or you lost by 7. Excuse me. 27-20. Want to know how games are fucking simplified? It's when last year you went against Florida State in the beginning of the season and you went for it on fourth down, first and goal from your own 1 yard line. You can't score. You do it again. You can't get a fucking yard. I'll wear the shit on the offense. I thought this offensive line was going to be better. I really did. They got their shit pushed in. We are live. This is AYS Sports. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. We will do live in phone calls at the end of the show here. Every post-game show is brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. That's betonline.ag. Use that promo code BELIEVE50 at checkout. You'll receive 50% off your first purchase. First drive of the game, 14 fucking plays. Kyron Lacy went off. The entire first half, Kyron Lacy went off. You know what he didn't do in the second half? Hardly get any targets. Why the fuck are you not getting Kyron Lacy any targets in the second half? He has 7 catches for 94 yards in the first half, and he ends the fucking game with 7 fucking catches. He didn't get 1 catch in the second half. So Kyron Lacy is going absolutely fucking bananas, okay, in the first half. It's on pace to have a game with 14 catches. Not only do you not get him a catch in the second half, you get him a fucking target. 1, singular, not plural in this motherfucker, singular. If you're around kids, I'm sorry, this is not the show for you in a post game. I look at you running the football. John Emery, 10 carries, 61 yards, 117 total yards on the ground. Nussmeier not sacked once. You got your fucking shit pushed in by a defensive coordinator who had the number 1 rushing defense in the country last year at UCLA. That's the fucking game. That is literally the fucking game right there. So say whatever you want about it. Don't make any bones about it. But that's the game. So Kyron Lacy, first series of the game, 1, 2, 3, 4 catches. 4 catches for Kyron Lacy. This is where shit kind of started getting confusing. Williams can't run for 1. Nuss misses Lacy in the back of the end zone. Then they would get Parker a hitch, 6 yards, 4th and goal from the 2. You throw the ball away because they have immense pressure. First drive of the game. First defensive drive of the game. Zachariah Branch, 9. McCree. By the way, I think Blake Baker called a phenomenal game tonight. I'm just being honest. But he didn't have one fucking iota of a chance in stopping the tight end McCree. Lake McCree, the tight end for USC, he had 5 catches for 56 yards. All four of those 5 catches came on third down. On third fucking down. Just pure fucking insanity. Don't fucking text me. Don't fucking text me. It's not the night to fucking text me. Branch goes for 9. Marks gets a couple carries, and then Perk blows up the running play in the backfield. You're able to get a stop and a punt. So 6 plays, you force a punt pretty good. Second offensive drive, Jackson goes for 4, then he gets a catch for 8, rush for 2. Thomas has a run for 5, and then you completely abandon the running game. So in the second drive, you have 4 yards, 2 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. Then you don't run the ball again. Anderson on 3rd and 6 gets 1 yard in the flat. Nuss should have hit the slant. It would have been wide open and maybe could have been for a touchdown. You punt the ball away. Second drive, McCree goes for 17. Let me stop right here. The entire first half, they hit explosive plays on you. And the second drive is exactly where it started. McCree, the tight end, goes for 17. They run a screen pass to Zachariah Branch for 19. Then you get some pressure by Shand. It's a throwaway, false start. But they give you a delay of game. By the way, umpires fucking shit. Referees fucking shit tonight. Have no fucking clue what they're doing. No fucking clue what they're doing. They give LSU a delay of game. Hudson with an incredible grab, the one-handed grab. Look, man, Major Burns is in coverage. Dude makes a ridiculous catch. Sometimes in games, you got to tip your fucking hat. Hudson catch for 24. Sage Ryan gets a pass interference in the end zone. And then Moss, touchdown run. Or Marks, touchdown run, excuse me. Not good, Clark. You respond, though. Taylor goes for 8, then goes for 7. 3rd and inches. Josh Williams goes for 10. Taylor has a drop, but the pass was tipped. Screen pass to Thomas goes for 11. C.J. Daniels for 12. Emery goes for 3. Taylor for 11. And then fade route in the back of the end zone for Kyron Lacy for a touchdown. By the way, the touchdown would be the second to last catch that Kyron Lacy would have in the game. Second to last catch. Guys, that is horrible schematics. That is horrible fucking play calling by Joe Salone. That's what the fuck that is. How in the fuck do you not get that playmaker the football? Want to know why you barely fucking scored in the second half? Guys, the reason you barely fucking scored in the second half and you're only able to muster up 10 fucking points in either half was because you weren't getting guys like Kyron Lacy the football. If he's going the fuck off, why don't you throw him the fucking football? Fucking insane. Kyron made a boneheaded play, though. In the boneheaded play that he fucking had, cost you a 15-yard penalty, and Aaron Burrell, the freshman, kicks it in the back of the end zone and has to tackle Zachariah Branch at the own motherfucking 40. Fucking insane. The very next play, momentum is a son of a gun. Very next play, Deuce Robinson, 38-yard catch. You kept them in the fucking game, man. You kept them in the fucking game. So they get a 20-yard screen pass on that same drive to Zachariah Branch, 3rd down, incomplete. And Ashton Sampson on the coverage, they missed the field goal. So you get to the red zone, you make a stop. They missed a little kick there. You would go down and you would respond by getting a field goal of your own. You did make it 10-7. In the drive, you ran Jackson Toss 4 yards, Taylor for 4 yards. Timeout by Nuss. The clock ran down on a crucial third down. Lacy in the flat for 8 on the 3rd and 2. Very next play, Kyron Lacy on his last catch of the night will go for 26. Right before halftime, Williams would go no gain. Nuss has to throw the football away. Taylor goes for 4, and then you kick a field goal. Fourth drive, USC goes down the field. They get 3 plays of 20-plus, or 2 plays of 20-plus line up for a field goal. This is actually the one that the field goal was missed. At halftime, they would go up 13-10. They miss it. You go into half 10-10. Second half, I don't need this fucking thing. And writing down all the plays for the second half, because let's talk about what happened. We can break some of the things down. You had multiple defensive stands in the second half. Multiple of them. Savion Jones had multiple sacks in this game. Whit Weeks was all over the field. And every time your defense got you a stop, you went straight pussy and you couldn't move the football. Bottom line, your defense gave you multiple opportunities to win this football game, and you couldn't do it. You come out in the second half, 3 and out. 3 and fucking out. You would respond, though. You would respond. You come back and get a field goal. Then you get another fucking 3 and out. 2 3 and outs in a row here. And then to get to 20 points, Anderson goes in from 13 yards for a touchdown. All fucking night you kept getting stops. 3rd and 6 on the 8th possession for your defense. 3rd and 6. So you're fucking winning 17 to fucking 13 at this point. 3rd and 6. Whit Weeks off the edge. Tackle for loss. USC uses a timeout. 4th and 9. Savion Jones bats a pass and Weeks almost picks it off. You get a crucial fucking stop, and then this is what you fucking do. John Emery, Kamarian Pimpton gets blasted. John Emery gets tackled for -5 for a tackle for loss. Pimpton goes for 14, 3rd and short. Pimpton gets blown up again, tackle for loss. You got to punt the motherfucking football. Defense is going to come right back again and get you another stop, though. Guys, they gave you 4 fucking straight stops, and you didn't do shit with it. You didn't do shit with it. So the bottom line becomes you had a very, and I mean very, horrible game when it came to execution offensively. Again, I will wear this. It is what it is. You can blame me. It is what it is. I thought you would be able to line up and run the football at him a little bit in the second half. Because when I look at this box score, when I look at what you had, time of fucking possession should have gone to you. It fucking didn't. It fucking didn't. Fucking insane. Fucking insane. You had the ball 32 minutes. You had the ball over half the fucking football game, and you couldn't convert. Let's see. I'm looking at this. Passing yards, 304. Third down defense. Guys, a critical thing for you. So tonight, let's talk about this defense and Blake Baker. Here's the truth. Your defense is vastly fucking improved. Vastly fucking improved. USC's offense doesn't suck. Newsflash to you. They fucking don't. And you held Lincoln Riley to 3 out of 9 on third downs, 3 and 10 on conversion downs. Problem was you couldn't convert either. You couldn't fucking convert either. You were 5 of 13. You were horrible on third down. Your play calling was atrocious on third down. Another thing that killed you. 10 penalties, 99 yards. Killed you. Now, the game was not in your favor, and I get that. I 100% get that. But, man, Christ almighty alive. Third quarter, they get a field goal and you get a touchdown. 17-13. Moss, pass, Jeremy Lane, back of the end zone, touchdown. After the fourth stop, I don't know what to say. It goes 20-17. Then Ramos, you have a minute and 47 seconds left. And here's another thing. Your play calling in the red zone offensively was ass water, was fucking dookie water. That's just the truth. You got a minute 47 left to go in the game, and you can't convert on a third down, and Nuss throws the football away. You're not putting him in right positions to make plays. That's just the truth. Then they would end it by a Woody Marks score. I don't fucking understand these season openers, man. You don't get the monkey off of your fucking back. It was the most crucial game. We talked about this all fucking week. All fucking week we talked about this being the most crucial game right now that you have on your schedule. Fuck all the other stuff. Because you had to win this football game. And you don't. Guys, I will take the defensive performance against a really good play caller and that offense 10 times out of 10. Really, I will. Were they perfect? No, they weren't perfect. Did they play their fucking asses off? Yeah, they did. You're damn right they did. I have no words. None. All right. If you want your comment read, I see we have a lot of super chats coming in here. So if you want your comment read, the only way that is a humanly possible way for you to get your super chats in is by or only way you get your comment read for sure is you get your super chats in. This is just the first one I see. Jordan Acosta says, Blake, I see the dip, but no wild turkey tonight. Taking that diet super seriously. Fucking right I am. I'm not drinking. And now there's other, I'm going to leave that alone. Lavore Lee with a $1, and thank you for the super chat. Lavore Lee says a $1.99 super chat says trash offensive play calling tonight. Kelly gets an F-. Look, BK's got to is going to have to wear some of these play calling woes. He is. Here's another thing about play calling. Now, some of this has to do probably with a little bit with your personnel. Guys, you didn't push the ball down the field enough. They did, you didn't. How big of an absence is Chris Hilton today? Outside the fade route to Kyron Lacy, you were not pushing the ball down enough. And that's not even the most egregious thing about the play calling. At what point do you get through your fucking head that Kyron Lacy hasn't touched the football in the second half? That's experience of a play caller. That's being in a fucking game one. That's just lack of just situational fucking awareness. Michael Morris with a $4.99 super chat says, just bent the crap out of an old titanium alloy bat on a tree outside. That's how angry I am. I'm with you, Michael. I'm pissed the fuck off. But here's the truth. SEC kind of got their shit pushed in this weekend. Notre Dame beats A&M. Miami beats the dog shit out of Florida. USC beats you. That's the truth. Jackson Carney with a $1.99 super chat says season opener is the new Bama game. Might as well fucking be. Might as well fucking be. Look, man, season's not over. You got a 12-team playoff, but you fucking choked. There, I said it. And look, man, I get it. Like, I get not overreacting. Okay. But I can't point this out enough. Like, I can't. Kyron Lacy having 7 catches and 97 yards in the first half and then not touching the fucking football in the second half at all. Only 2 fucking targets is abysmal. One of those targets is a fucking throwaway by Nuss, and he's just targeted on the play. Actually, both of them are. Both of them on a little wheel route. Throw the motherfucker a hitch. You know how he had 4 catches in that opening drive? Hitch route, hitch route, hitch route, hitch route. I don't give a flying fuck if you keep moving the sticks. Throw the fucking football to him. And the fucking ability to push the ball down the field is massive in a game like this. Massive. One team hit him, USC, you did not. Keon, excuse me, I'm sorry about your name. McKeel, thank you for the super chat, sends in $2. Says Nuss needs to use his legs also. Guys, I got to be real with you. Did Nuss have some decisions that were bad at times? I don't even want to know if I want to call them bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I can call them fucking bad decisions. Okay? Like, bad. What's bad? What's a bad fucking decision that he made tonight? I don't fucking know about that. What I do fucking know, let's get to Nuss's stats. Guys, can y'all pull them up for me back there? Is it not showing up on y'all's? All right, hold on. Nuss was fine tonight, outside of the interception at the end, which that doesn't fucking matter. Nuss went 29 of 38 for 304 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that shit ain't on fucking Nuss. I mean, use his legs on what? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but use his legs on what? That shit, I mean, you can't run the fuck. You didn't. Look, here's what I'm going to say about the running game. You got to stick fucking with it. Kirk Herbstreit was wrong as fuck when he said they're not stacking the box. Well, Kirk, me and you need to get on a film and a drawing board because they were consistently having 7 and 8 guys in that fucker. They were, but then they would disguise it. They would back it out. They would, do a bunch of different fucking things. But in the second half, you did lean on them. John gets a big run. Guys, John Emery had 10 carries in the second half for 61 yards. John had, or maybe 9 carries. John didn't have a carry in the first fucking half. I mean, guys, that's 6 yards a fucking carry. Your fucking ability to throw the football down the field pisses me off. Look, listen to me. Y'all can say I'm a Jaden lover. I don't give a flying fuck at the current moment. Here's what I know. What I know is Jaden covered up multitudes of sins. Multitudes of sins. So, yeah. He also says Joe Sloan choked in the second half play calling. No doubt. Since 2 back-to-back, no doubt. I mean, there's no other way around that, man. There's no other fucking way around that. Ian Robinson with a $9.99 super chat says, really disheartening to see us yet again lose another game 1. O-line walks with swagger for what reason? No Jaden back there to hide the fact they're average at best at run blocking. Fake O-line hype. Nuss didn't get touched tonight. I don't know if I don't want to say it's not hype. I mean, look, man, relatively, John, in the second half, you got things moving. That part doesn't bother me. Did they push you around in the first half running the football? Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. No other way around that. No other way around that. Let's get to a couple of these. We got to move quick. Alexander says, no aggression on offense. Nuss played great at times, but had several bad passes. I mean, he did, guys, but I mean, listen, this game is not on us by any stretch of the imagination. None. I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Juan, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Roe says, did I not see Kylan Jackson at all at running back in the second half? I mean, he got some carries. He didn't get enough. Here's the thing about Caleb Jackson, not Kylan. Caleb Jackson. Guys, Caleb's got to touch the ball more than 6 fucking carries. There, I said it. He's got to touch the fucking football more than 6 times. I know you want to run John out there, and John did some good things. John ran the ball tough tonight, but you got to give Caleb Jackson more fucking touches. You do. Pessimistic Glenn with a $10 super chat says, Nuss played great. Defense was aggressive. We had 4 chances at turnovers, and USC got lucky. 2 problems I really had was Major and offensive play calling. Like Major Burns, I don't think Major was too bad. He said 4th down stop and gets a 15-yard. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That was a crucial penalty. You had some crucial penalties tonight, man. Crucial fucking penalties tonight. They gave them they're more disciplined than you. And look, man, here's the truth. That shit's not on BK. At some point, either you're going to figure out as a man or you're not. Coach guys, Brian Kelly's not going around not preaching fucking discipline. At some point, they got to fucking receive it. Will Campbell. Will was exceptional tonight. Will had 2 massive false starts. Massive false start penalties. Bayou Bengal 84 says the Major Burns unsportsmanlike after the turnover on downs. Then the following drive, which was 30 seconds at most, is where it all turned from there, shaking my head. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. 1,000%. 1,000%. Anthony B. Saints says, same shit, different year. Can we move on from Sage Ryan? Dude is complete cheek water. Nuss should have pulled the ball a couple of times. Guys, I'm not gonna get on Nuss. I'm really not. That's not his game. It's not gonna be his game. Don't say that you want a quarterback that starts running now. I mean, don't say that shit to me now. Not after what you did to me in these post games like you did to me with Jaden Daniels 2 years ago. I mean, Nuss was more than fine. He was borderline elite at times. Guys, he started off the fucking game 12 or 14 for 100 yards. You ain't going to get no more better than that, man. You're not. He was fucking exceptional. But his offensive coordinator not getting his best playmaker the football when I mean, look, man, let's call it what it is. When Lincoln did. They kept throwing those screen passes to Zachariah Branch. They kept going over the middle to the fucking tight end. But, guys, I will take 27 points all the live long day. Offensively, you were dog water, and you couldn't go score. Guys, when it's 17-13 and you get that ball back, the Major Burns thing, I mean, guys, you got to be able to go down and score. Fuck that penalty. For just a moment, fuck that penalty. Because on the 3rd down, you call a Rudy Poo-ass rollout to Aaron Anderson. Throw the fucking ball to Kyron Lacy. He's got man-to-man bump and run coverage on the out fucking side. Throw him the football. Like it's not that fucking difficult. Andrew Jordan with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I hate that some of you guys don't have questions in here. I apologize, but I got to keep moving. But thank you so much for the super chat. Matthew Conkle says, sad Caleb Jackson didn't show out. It's also sad that he didn't touch the fucking football, and that shit's on Frank. That shit's on Frank. Ain't nobody else but Frank's. The Lot on YouTube says Kelly is not worth $10 million. He is honestly an average coach at best. He can't learn from his mistakes. Colin Malone says was not throwing the ball due to the penalty. All right. Well, first off, no. Because they came back on the very next drive and threw in the ball twice. No, that has nothing to do with it. What it has, and you know what? If that's the reason, entire staff fired. If you're not throwing your best playmaker the football out in space because he got a penalty, then you need to be fired. That didn't happen. But if it did, you need to be fired. Fuck we're talking about. What the fuck are we talking about? Right? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Fucking ridiculous. The Lot says, stop blaming the defense, people. It's not on them. Fuck no, it's not on them. Fuck no. Guys, your defense is vastly fucking improved. Vastly fucking improved. Sort Beaver on YouTube says that Ole Miss LSU game is going to be a huge one for both teams. Yeah, you know what it is for you? A must fucking win. Guys, to be honest with you, until you get past Bama, every game from here on out is a must fucking win. Fucking stupid. Matthew says, a $4 super chat, not bitching, just making a statement. Question, 0 holding calls all game. 0 holding calls for your defense, 0 holding calls for you, and 0 call for them. Here's another thing. This gets missed in all of this. And I'm not going to let this happen. Savion Jones, stand the fuck up. Savion Jones, stand the fuck up. Guys, Savion Jones had a hell of a game. 2 sacks, batted pass down on 4th down. They almost got picked off. I mean, that the sack that he had should have been called a holding too, but he got the sack. Guys, defensively, you were fine. You were well in the run game. I thought Perkins did fine in the run game. I thought everybody did fine. You know who else made some really good plays too? Was Gio fucking Paez. Guys, they didn't push you around either. Not on that defensive front, not on that defensive line. You just gave up big plays to a really good play caller. And you know what? That fucking happens. If you really thought that we were coming to this game and they weren't scoring 27 points, then you were fucking off. Sorry. I mean, my score prediction was 31-28. But I promise you, when we play Clemson next year, I'm picking Dabo to beat our ass. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. Mark Spell says you went away from Kyron Lacy and Taylor was dumb as hell. No doubt. No doubt. Colin says, good to see you for another year. Good to be here, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got a lot of them rolling in here. A lot of them rolling in here. I'm trying to get to as many of them as we can. And then we'll get to some phone calls here too. Guys, there's 9,000 of you motherfuckers in here right now. 9,000. Actually, 9,689. What I need all of you to do right now, do me a favor. If you're on Twitter, hit the retweet. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. We would greatly appreciate it. Dane Bergeron with a $10 super chat says, it was like Les Miles returned in the second half with a stupid play calling. Frank is a great recruiter, but I'm not too fond of his running back rotations. I thought Frank had a bad game. I'm just going to be honest. Had a bad game. Yeah, Frank had a bad game with rotations. But you say that, but then John Emery goes for 61 yards in the second half. Gorilla says not one fucking deep ball is crazy. The only deep ball that you had, I mean, you had a couple. You had a deep dig route by Kyron Lacy in the first half. You had the fade route in the back of the end zone by Kyron Lacy. Kyron had another fade that Nuss missed in the back of the end zone on that first possession of the game, first drive of the game. You had some, but second half you were as You are as simple and vanilla as fucking Dairy Queen. You are fucking as simple as Dairy Queen. Vanilla, I should say. Fucking joke, man. Brian Kelly, we had 2 penalties that cost us this game. No, your fucking play calling cost you the game. Your offensive play calling cost you the fucking game. All right, everybody hit the like and share. Let's go through some of these quick. Showtime Warrior says, in your opinion, is BK on the hot seat? Fuck no. You owe him $70 million. That motherfucker ain't on no hot seat. Even if I thought he was on the hot seat, he ain't on no hot seat. You ain't paying that. Bro337 says, not having Hilton hurt us down the field. No doubt. No doubt not having Chris Hilton hurt you. And then Kyle Parker went out. So then you're having another wide receiver go into an X position because Shelton Sampson apparently is not ready for you to put out there. Yeah, it fucking hurt. Yeah, it fucking hurt you. Massively. Anthony says, Blake, he's probably my talking about that they're downfield. The running back got stuffed. The outside was clearly open, but he got stuffed. Jaden pulls that last year. Very possible. Jaden would have pulled a lot of shit tonight. Michael Moore says there's a solid chance we go 0-7 in openers until 2027 whenever we play UTSA. Yeah. Got to get over. Look, man, here's the thing. You got to get over the fucking hump. And you fucking can't. Look, man, I swear to God, I'm not picking LSU to win a season opener until you fucking do it. And you got to go to fucking Clemson next year. P. Scott says DB need to turn their head around. Sloan nuts got tight. Yeah, they got tight. Jordan Johnson with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Jordan. Says USC knew Nuss wasn't going to run, so they dropped 6 in coverage. That's where JD's legs would have ate them alive. Not a knock against Nuss. Good game plan by Lynn. I agree. Yusha says, can't wait till my birthday weekend isn't an LSU game. Happy autumn, everyone. Forever LSU. Thank you for the super chat. Hell Mendoza says, I'm more mad about the penalties. Like, do we even coach awareness for situations like this? Yeah, we coach situations like this. Pointing a gun at another team player and doing bop, 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 we think that shit's fucking cool. And we'll go on social media and Twitter and brag about it. We'll go in there and brag about, oh, this is fucking cool. And then we'll make a clip about it when they do it at practice. And remember the clip that came out from practice? About everybody, oh, look at Kyron Lacy dancing. That shit's cool. Shit's also not cool when you point a fake gun at somebody and go blah, 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 and you get a fucking penalty. Then Zachariah Branch almost takes that bitch for 6. And then you got a freshman kicker who's got a pulled hamstring, makes an open tackle in the field. Then the Major Burns one fucking sucked. Did it cost you the game? Here's the thing. That shit didn't cost you shit. That ain't cost you shit. Your defense stood up multiple fucking times for you to get the ball moving and get into the end zone. And you know what? They can make 80-yard drives and go down and fucking score. I mean, they did. Rodney says last year's D-line was supposed to be the strength of the team, and they were the weak link. This year, it's the opposite. No, your strength was never fucking your D-line last year. Rob says Jock just had a quote from BK saying for the first time here, angry with his team. What do you mean, Rob? He's angry with his team? He needs to be angry at his own motherfucking self. Rodney Scott. Oh, we got that one. Thank you, Antonio, for the super chat. Bo Doss with a $2 super chat says Perkins needs to rush the passer more. I don't think Perk was in bad situations. Perk fell down multiple times trying to get to the passer. Gandalf the Ghetto says John Emery had one run and Joe Sloan forgot how to call a pass deeper than 15 yards. It's true. It's true. Chris Jones says Sloan had money on USC. Inexperienced play caller, man. It's an inexperienced play caller. Hal Mendoza says also I'm over the Harold Perkins at linebacker experience. Guys, Harold Perkins had a tackle for loss on the opening drive from the inside. I mean, Perk had multiple tackles in the run game. Perk was not a problem in the inside. Sorry, I know y'all think that. Go back and watch it. The fuck he was. But here's another thing. He's not built to play on the edge. Guys, defensively, there's not a lot of things I would change. Just being real with you. Not a lot more I would change. Some of the PI stuff, PJ Woodland had a PI, then he had a PBU, right? Like, I mean, they had some really good plays. It's just, George Seal, our good buddy with a $10 super chat, says definitely made the right hire in Blake Baker. Jones and Weeks look good. O-line needs some heart. I feel that one. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. All right, a couple more. Roddy says, old Dab got his ass handed to him yesterday. I don't give a fuck. I'm not picking him to win. Gandalf says, and can we stop Sage Ryan at cornerback? I mean, let me ask y'all a question. Sage isn't the reason you lost. Like, we're individually picking out Sage Ryan. Okay, well, they called the cover 2 on the last play of the game, and then Jordan Gilbert had the targeting. That's a cover 2. He did his job. Calling cover 2 when they got 1st and 10 to go. Sorry. Y'all blame Sage for what? Guys, every one of these fucking super chats and all these comments in here need to be talking about Joe Sloan. Ian Robinson says Greg Penn is also cheeks compared to the other linebackers. Well, he didn't play a lot. I mean, he just didn't. I mean, more of the other guys played. Devin Johnson says, soft. What an embarrassment for BK in year 3. Yeah, it's an embarrassment. 100% is an embarrassment. Barry on YouTube with a $5 super chat says, BK calls a draw play 40 times and is surprised he gets stuffed. They didn't call a draw play. I think you're talking about the counter, right? They didn't call draws. They should have run some more screens, but they should have got the ball downfield. So many other things that they could have done in this game. So many other fucking things. So many other fucking things. All right. We're going to I'm against my better judgment. We're going to do this. We're going to take some phone calls. So, if you want to call on the show, you can. Come on. All right. So we're going to go to some phone calls here. Here we go. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS Postgame Show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to here tonight?
This is Dylan Smith.
Hello.
Hey, sorry.
All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS Postgame. Who do we have the pleasure?
Blake, you have the pleasure of talking to Blaine Crane from Crane & Company from the Daily Wire. Hey, man, what the fuck was that?
What do you think? They've been hearing me talk for 47 minutes. What do you think?
I mean, you know what? It's just like I'm staring at a Spider-Man gif from Brian Kelly from last year, who didn't throw the ball downfield with fucking Jaden Daniels. And now we get to what you throw it to Kyron Lacy 4 times on the first drive. Then you throw it to him once in the end zone, and then he's just like a ghost. He magically disappears for the rest of the game. And any person who calls in or texts your show that says anything about LSU's defense, I'm going to fucking freak out. Freak out. Y'all gave up 27 to USC, who has some absolute dogs on offense. Blake, y'all's defensive coordinator, perfect fit. How long can we keep him there? But I tell you what, how many times did you watch that game and it was 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 4 and y'all throwing 2 to 3 yard routes? It felt like this. It felt like y'all flew all the way to Vegas. All right, y'all are playing in the Masters. You got on the 18th green. It's a par 5. Fuck it. Let's whip out the iron and let's lay this bitch up. You know what Miller Moss did and USC? Said, hey, let's whip out the driver. I'm about to see how far I can hit this bitch. And that's what happens when you play to win and not play to lose, like Brian Kelly's done in opener after opener. Blake, I love you. The show is great. Y'all figure it out.
Thank you, Blaine. That's Blaine Crane from Crane and Company. Pretty inspiring words here. 225-435-9387. 225-435-9387. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS Postgame Show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
This Kev from Miami, 305, man.
What's happening, man? What'd you think of the game?
Man, watching that game, I got a couple takeaways. Watching Jordan Gilbert, I didn't think he had a good game at all. Like he was all over the place. He wasn't reading his keys right. Another thing on offense, when I was watching the offense, I feel like we got away from the outside tosses a little bit. I feel like those tosses was really getting some good yards. We didn't utilize our speed. We didn't use no jet sweeps. Surprisingly, we didn't run those screens. I'm surprised we didn't run a lot of screens because they was blitzing a lot sometimes. We had a couple of matchups that we missed. I wish we could have had that playback with Nuss down on the goal line when he missed
Which one?
Aaron Anderson. Missed Aaron Anderson.
Yeah.
I think that was huge right there. But other than that, I see big steps taken from this defense. I just feel like Jordan Gilbert, he didn't do enough for me. I feel like looking back at that game.
What did you say your name was again? I'm sorry, bud. Tell me your name again.
On this Kev.
All right, Kel. So here's the thing. We can blame guys like Jordan Gilbert or whoever. You gave up 27 to USC, though, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there comes a point. I get what you're trying to say, but there comes a point. He also wasn't getting absolutely abused in coverage either. And by the way, I look at this box score from USC. Bro, they ran the ball for 3 yards a carry.
Facts.
You know, so there comes a point. I get what you're saying, but here's the thing: when you go down to the red zone, and I really appreciate for your phone call, bud. We got a couple more coming in. Thank you so much for the phone call. But when you come in for that fucking long and you can't red zone, that's a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. Here's the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Jordan Jackson from Chicago.
What's up, man? What'd you think of the game?
Man, first of all, I think our defense is honestly, it can be elite this year. If you actually watch the game, they made so many plays. They missed out on 2 forced fumbles that they didn't recover, which both would have been game changing. I think the 2 people that called before pretty much made the point. We lost the game up 17-13, chance to go up 24-13 multiple times, and you just play not to lose. And I don't know what you can do about the play calling. You got to be more aggressive. You got to let Nuss win the game. If Nuss would have went out there and lost the game, then he just would have lost the game. But you got to give him a chance to win the game. That's all I got.
I appreciate the phone call, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I mean, I don't think anything he said was wrong there, guys, if I'm being honest. Nothing that caller just said right there was wrong. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Blake, my brother. This is Christian Buddy Wheeler, man. You know me.
What's up, buddy? What'd you think of the game?
Man. Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. The defense, I don't want nobody to talk shit about the defense, man. The defense
You can't.
played phenomenal, brother. They cannot do that, bro. Like, they made so many great plays. We look so fucking good on defense. Why the hell are we not talking about Sloan? Dude, this offense, when we went 3 and out, I was disgusted. I immediately said, we're about to lose this fucking game. 3 and out, we're about to lose it. It's over. When we do it like that, I was disgusted, man. Like, I do not know what the calls were being made, the plays that were being called. It was insane, man. I couldn't believe the offense, all this hype that they gave us for this offense. I was disappointed. Man.
Yeah, I was really disappointed too, buddy. And I think the thing that comes in all this too that we got to pay attention on is just the simple nature if they can get better in play calling, right? So, buddy, I really appreciate the call, man. We got a lot more coming in here, but I think what you said was spot on, bro.
Straight up, brother. Love the show, man. Keep doing you, man.
Thanks, Christian. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS Postgame Show. Who do we have the pleasure to talk to?
Man, this is Jake Crane, bro.
Oh, bro, we got both Crane brothers coming in here. All right, so we got Blaine's thoughts. Jake, let's get yours.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be as I don't know if belligerent's the word. Here's my thing, Blake.
Belligerent.
I need somebody to explain it to me. But the first thing you have to do is give credit to USC, especially defensively. I think just like y'all are better, they're better. I thought they tackled in space really well. I thought they came downhill at the safety position and made some pretty big time hits in the box that kind of set the tone a little bit.
Right.
Nussmeier, I thought Lynn's plan was good. You know, there's a lot of man, but he was showing it in different ways. And then when y'all got in third and passing, he would play too high. But what I don't understand is how, you know, if you went down there and you made a new mistake and lost, or maybe you lost 41-37 and you had like a tip pass that got picked. Okay. Or maybe you didn't run the ball enough, but you've made the same mistake 3 years in a row. Not just the same mistake of not pushing the ball down the field. I can't believe I'm having to talk about this again. It's like Groundhog Day. I feel like I do this every year with you guys. And all of a sudden, then you'll play nickels and you'll throw for 350, and then you'll play a bad South Carolina team, just like Mississippi State last year, and Garrett Nussmeier will look like he's going to win the Heisman and throw for 450 because you push the ball down the field. But there's two things I really think that people aren't seeing. Garrett Nussmeier made some really, really good throws. But when you look at the play calling, especially on third down, I feel like all week they told him just don't turn the ball over, because I have never seen a quarterback get to the check down that quickly. You want to know one of the reasons why Kyron Lacy didn't touch the ball that much in the second half, or Mason Taylor? Because he was throwing the check down so fast after the first read wasn't there, even if the read was Kyron Lacy, and sometimes you just got to throw the ball up like, I don't know, you did in the touchdown that was covered. Right. But Blake, how is LSU making the same identity mistakes as an offense in the opener 3 years in a row? It's been the same thing. Y'all are not a bad ball club. Y'all just played not to lose on offense. And yeah, Miller Moss may have put the ball on the ground a couple times, but that joker played to win the game. He took the chances,
no doubt.
And that's why at the end of the game they were interviewing him and not you guys. But it's a long season. You got the playoff. I'm just disheartened because you're still undisciplined after the play, and that costs you. And you won't push the ball down the field in the opener, and I can just never bet on y'all again in the opener. It's the truth.
I'm not. You can't. And you know what, Jake? Here's the thing. We talked about all offseason this defense and that defensive line. USC had 3 rushing yards per attempt.
Dude, y'all don't just look the part this year. There were a couple times y'all run stunted and ran into each other. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think the back end really played that bad. But you know how you get pass interference calls, Blake? You throw the damn ball down the field.
Right.
That's how you get them. So I don't want to hear any complaining about pass interference. I just thought LSU, in my mind, was an absolute, hey, we're going to go get it. This is our brand. We're going to get after you. Either we're going to be heavy on defense and be conservative on offense, or we're going to go try and blow the light bulbs out of the scoreboard. Y'all got to figure out who y'all are. But I tell you what, Blake Baker, great hire. D'Anton Lynn at USC, great hire.
No doubt, brother. I fully agree. I don't know what else to say to that. You know, other than Denbrock leaving is a bigger deal. Jaden, you know, overcame a lot of sins that you had, and people don't realize that.
He did, but here's the problem. The play caller was also the what coach. the quarterback coach.
Right.
To me, that's not a coincidence that it went down like that, that the play calling was conservative and the quarterback was racing to get to the check down. Let Garrett fly. Let him get the ball out. Mason Taylor killed them. They had no answer for Mason Taylor. And then you went away from him after a tip pass. I just don't understand it.
Well, right.
But great show, man. You know I love you.
Love you too, man. Thank you for the phone call.
Anytime.
Jake Crane from Crane & Company. The entire squad's calling in. Maybe David Cohn will call in next. All right, 225-435-9387. If you want to get something off your chest, you can. But this guy's on the phone with Blake Ruffino. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Hey, Blake, it's Dakota.
Hey, Dakota, what'd you think of the game?
Well, I agree on what Crane said. I think it was a great hire for Blake Baker, but I'm not going to blame the defense for the loss. I thought Nuss played very well, but when USC was up 20-17, I had a feeling, I'm like, we're playing for a field goal. Like we need to throw it down and get into the end zone and make it 24-20, because we knew that we had to rely on the defense. But I mean, that I can't blame the defense for the loss, but I mean, that's tough.
Well, if you can't blame the defense, then you got to blame the offense, right? And I think, Jake,
right.
Here's the thing that LSU fans don't want to hear. Here's the truth. Garrett did get down to the check down way too quickly, and it cost you, right? And I think that that's something like we get enamored by him throwing for 300 yards and whatever, and that's great. But on these crucial third downs, he's got to get the ball down the field, and I agree with Jake on this too. It felt like Sloan told him not to make mistakes. Well, he wasn't making mistakes. And at some point, you got to push the ball down the field. Again, Chris Hilton being out is a bad deal. It's a massive problem.
Huge. Right. That's a huge loss. And I think that there's some bright spots for this team. I know it's week 1 and it was a must win. And I agree like what you said. I mean, because look, we got Ole Miss on the schedule. We got Alabama. We got some better teams, but I mean, we just got to learn from it. But this is year 3 with Brian Kelly losing in the opener. And I think this is the worst loss I think I saw. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, last year's opener was pretty bad too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst part about this one is we had to watch them just run it. I mean, I can't even blame. I mean, I get the defense kind of gave up, but like at least try to make them kick a field goal. I mean, they missed the. I mean, I know it was a make 'em, but I mean, you never know. I mean, but
yeah, I feel you. Thank you for the phone call, Dakota.
Thank you, Blake.
All right. 225-435-9387. 225-435-9387. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
This is Dylan from West Monroe.
Dylan from West Monroe, 318-31 great. What'd you think of the game?
Man, the thing that I really had a problem with is, listening to your practice reports and everything like that. I mean, we really didn't get C.J. Daniels involved as much as I thought we really would.
You're correct.
And
not.
And another thing that was just really crazy to me is, just the way that our offense moved, in the sense of it seemed like you weren't really looking for your stars, like you've talked about, putting your stars in great positions to, succeed, whether it was Lacy or Taylor, or, I mean, heck, even like C.J. Daniels or Caleb Jackson. But I also think, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but BK came out and said that he was pissed off and furious at his team, and that he felt like his team gave up in the second half. And I feel like that's a bad sign, especially for bandwagon fans. They're just giving a few.
But gave up fucking where?
Right. No,
defensively, Savion Jones got a sack on a crucial third down. They punted. You had they went for it on fourth down. He batted the ball in the air. You come up with it, and then you had a 3-and-out to start off the series by the defense, and then you got another stop for them to punt the football to Xavier Thomas. I got to be honest with you. That's bullshit.
No, I agree 100%. And one that shows
bullshit.
How do you get your team behind you after a tough loss like this, when you go out and just throw the blame on them instead of being the head coach and being like, look, I fucked up. This is on me. That's where I see you get respect from your team. You throwing it on the players is going to be like, well, I don't want to fucking play for him. And then now we're back where we were last year.
Well, if he said that, and I'm not saying you're lying, but just to cover my own ass,
No, I understand.
I mean, that's abysmal. I mean, what are we talking about here? And look,
Right.
to your point, okay, and I just want to bring this up too. To your point in reference to like the second half, I just need to see where they didn't compete. Like I'm not worried about the competitiveness. I'm worried about what did and didn't happen. And look, John was running the football, and then he's running and he's getting momentum, and then you go away from it, and then you're checking it down too much. I mean, it was fucking insane. So,
the last thing I was going to say is I feel like in the second half is the defense was controlling us. The defense was controlling Sloan. Sloan wasn't controlling the defense. So, love the show. Thanks for the call. Thanks for accepting the call.
No problem. Thank you. All right, we got some people in here saying, like, Brandon Graziano said he did not say that. All right, well, if he didn't say that, then doesn't sound like something BK would say too. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the post-game show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Hey, man, this is your boy Crazy Kenny. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How are you? What'd you think of the game?
All right. I thought the game was good, but there's something there's something nobody's mentioned about. And I spent this whole past week listening to USC fans talking about how their defense was greatly improved. And I'm like, man, they're full of crap. But the truth is that USC defense was up to snuff. And I gotta give them credit.
Being honest.
Oh no, ours was greatly improved too. But you gotta give credit where credit was due. Was USC did actually step up, like they said that they were going to, and had a good defense. And I think the problem is our offensive coordinators did not realize how up to snuff their defense actually was going to be. And I agree with what everybody is saying is our play calling clearly reflected of that, because even when Will Campbell and everybody came out,
brother, that's what a coach looks like.
Yeah. But I mean, well, we're coming out and say we're going to just come out and play nasty football. We're going to run the ball, and we absolutely did not do that. I mean, we tried, and as you've been saying so far in the show, I mean, John Emery came out and did a fantastic job, but that was not the game plan that everybody thought was going to happen tonight.
No bullshit. I came out here in every practice report and told you that the offense had issues in 11 on no, that's bullshit. Hold on. I'm going to make you stay with me on this. Every one of the practice reports, I came out here and said when they went 11 on 11, offense had problems moving the football. Did I or did I not?
Oh, I'm not saying you personally.
No, I know. Okay. So
yeah.
With that being said, let's not act as if that, the whole narrative was, the secondary is getting beat. The front seven doesn't look good. Did Savion Jones really get those sacks against Garrett Nussmeier? Fucking right he did. And here's another fucking thing. If Sloan is not going to force the ball, it's not even forcing the ball down the field that pisses me off the most. What pisses me off more than anything, and I mean anything, of probably the last couple of years, how does Kyron Lacy have an All-American, first-team, first-round type of half, and then you don't throw him the fucking football but on 2 throwaways? That, in and of itself, is not DeAnton Lynn. That's not DeAnton Lynn scheming up against you. That is you not being able to put your playmakers in a space with the ability to go out there. So I appreciate the phone call, man. I really do. Thank you for calling us.
All right, Blake.
All right, thank you. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the post-game show. We have the pleasure of talking to.
Blake, this is your boy Bryce Kuhn out here in Baton Rouge.
Oh, good googly moogly. So we've had both Cranes, and now we got Bryce Kuhn in this thing. My man, what did you think of the game?
Well, listen, we just ramped up our post-game show over at Go 24/7. This is my thing. You know me. We've talked about this. I didn't grow up an LSU fan, but this is one thing I will point out, and I will say that struck me was, look, LSU's brand, all this cool stuff, TikTok, doing the dances, that's a lot of fun. Who gives a shit when you can't win a football game? Like, who cares about the 15-yard penalty? And hey, we're going to be cool on social media, but we're going to go 9-3 and miss the playoff because we can't be disciplined. And to me, that's an issue. And I just got done watching Brian Kelly's post-game press conference, and I kind of heard a couple of the calls before. And yeah, look, he was heated. I mean, he was heated. But here's the thing, Blake. Like, it does ultimately fall on him, but it's getting a tired narrative of, well, these guys are having fun. It's all about the LSU brand. It's all about these things. But you can't take care of business and go win a football game. And this whole SEC mantra that all of us like to sit here and talk about, you just got embarrassed physically against a team that probably on paper shouldn't have had a lot of business being able to do that to you. And I just heard the previous caller think this offensive front struggled against this LSU defensive line, which I still don't think is all that. What makes you think they're going to be able to do better when they get into Ole Miss, when they get into Alabama? And we'll even talk about it, some of the lesser teams in the SEC. I think it's a cause for concern, man, and I think it's time to kind of put up and shut up for this group, because you and I were talking about this. This was an important game. You can't afford to split Alabama and Ole Miss now if you really want to make the playoff, in my opinion.
Bryce, let me ask you a hypothetical question. Do you go full air raid in this motherfucker and open it up? Sorry for the language while you're on the phone, but I mean, look. Do you not just open it up? And let me say this too. Like John got going in the second half, right? I don't think that there was inability to run the football at times, but Caleb Jackson can't get 6 touches. Okay, he can't have less, or he needs more touches than Josh Williams. And I love Josh, but you and I have been out there in practice when Caleb Jackson is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Why are you not getting the football? And then here's another thing, Bryce, that pisses me off is how does Kyron Lacy not get the ball in the second half? How is that even?
Well, I'll tell you. Let's talk about this. You have a unreal first half. I mean, you look at social media. Hey, this kid might be a first-round pick. Oh, here's the next great kid out of wide receiver U. Look, I don't think it's that USC made great adjustments. Of course, they made some adjustments. But if you're Joe Sloan and you're this offensive coaching staff, Cortez Hankton, whoever you want to put that OC label on, your job is to scheme your best players to get open and make plays. And the fact that they did not really go back to a lot of the guys that we just mentioned, it's all the more thing of, I don't care if so-and-so has a cool dance. I don't care if we see Caleb Jackson run over somebody in a practice. Right. If you're not going to use them in the game, what does that matter? And I think, look, the media hype around some of this offense was taken to a level that was honestly dishonest. Was honestly dishonest coming out of fall camp. You and I talked about that, off camera and behind the scenes.
We talked about it on your show, and we talked about it on my show, though.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. We're not getting into specific names, but it's like, don't come out here and say this offense is lighting people up, because they didn't. Now, here, I'll add this, and then I don't want to sabotage the whole show from you. I will say this.
Stay as long as you'd like.
To me, the defense did everything, in my opinion. Now, I got to go back and watch. They did about as well as you could have asked them. But, Blake, in my opinion, you never were supposed to have to rely on them to win this football game.
No doubt.
You wanted them to make big plays and big moments. And I guarantee you, and no one will say this, we won't hear this at player interviews or anything like that, but when they walk in that locker room, some of those guys are sitting there saying, guys, we were ass last year. We gave you every opportunity to go down the field, and you just dinked and dunked. You didn't use our playmakers. What happened in the second half in terms of play calling? I have to go back and watch it, Blake, because I'd love to go see. Did USC just do something completely revamped?
No.
In the instant reaction, I didn't think so.
No, they didn't. They kept in that too high shell, okay, and they ran it all night. Then they put guys on the line of scrimmage and made Nuss force. Like, Nuss had a really good check at the line on the touchdown to Aaron Anderson. Fantastic check. That's why I'm saying be a little bit more free. But he throws them the football out in space, you get a touchdown. But outside of that,
let the kid sling it around.
Let him throw it around on third down. And not only that, get playmakers the fucking football. I mean, bro,
yeah. Where did Mason Taylor go?
That's what I was just about to say. Where did Mason Taylor go on third down? Where? And you know what? Here's another thing. How many times in camp did they go 12 personnel?
We saw it.
Okay. did they go 12 personnel tonight? Because everything that you were running in camp, you were not doing that shit tonight, Bryce. I'm sorry, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
They did not. They didn't go under center like they had been. They didn't do any play actions, boots, anything like that. And look, Joe Sloan is a great developer coach. Not going to take that away from him. But at the same time, he's a first-time true play caller. Skip called plays at Louisiana Tech. And that's the part for me, too. I'm like, listen, I don't know, man. But if you're BK, too, how do you not have the situational awareness to say, hey, Kyron Lacy might need to touch the football this quarter? You know, like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, and I'll add this last part. I mean, look, we're never going to know if he's calling up there and during the game and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" I don't know how much of that type of dialogue is going to be able to occur. But look, you're getting paid the big bucks, okay? You've got to put on the big boy pants, and you've got to take responsibility for what's going on out there. Because, we had USC fans in our comments about an hour ago talking about this. Look, USC, I will say this: Miller Moss, good quarterback. Their defense is not as bad as it was last year. Yeah, they've got a solid team. I will be excited to see what they do the rest of the season. But you should have won that football game. No. And I will say this, and I'll end it here. To me, it's a lot of fake toughness. Talking all this smack, being LSU, being that school that's got the chip on the shoulder, okay? And this is from a guy coming who's covered other programs. Growing up, we all always knew LSU is that. You got to have that dog mentality to go down the field and say, we're going to force it down your throat. We are going to air it out where you're not going to have a chance. If you give us the ball back, you're either not getting it back or we're going to bury you so much in points. And we didn't see that. And I think that was the biggest disappointing thing out of this group because we talked about toughness, togetherness. This is probably one of the best teams that's bought in. Okay, well, is that not the mentality of this team? Is that something that was under previous head coaches? I don't know. I can't speak to that. But I think that was the most disappointing characteristic that I have not seen with this team going back to last year, and we saw it happen again tonight.
I completely agree. I mean, the only other thing I would add into what we talked about, how about Savion Jones, dude?
Dude, loved it. We talked about him. Like, he was a guy who he was constantly there, Blake. He was constantly a force. Yeah, the sack totals, all that stuff may not, get that. But the people who say that you're only a good pass rusher because of sacks, you're an idiot. I mean, that's not what.
I mean, Savion Jones
did his job.
The game with a batted pass on fourth down. I mean,
how do you go 3 and out after that? You have a massive momentum shifting play, and you go to 3 and out. Like, how does that happen?
Let's look at it. Hold on, I'm going to tell you what we did here. All right.
Wife's already told me to step outside. The baby's asleep. I got to get a little quiet.
All right. Well, you had a tackle for loss. John Emery -5. Pimpton goes for 14 over the middle, and then Pimpton gets blown up in 12 personnel, and then they have another tackle for loss, and you punt it.
That can't happen. And I don't want to say that USC doesn't deserve credit to moments. Their guys made some plays.
But listen to this, though. They
should have
interrupt you. Listen to this. After their 3 and out, Hudson goes for 35. Marks goes for 16 right up the middle. Fade route to Lane for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Momentum. It took all of it out of you. And then, next time you come out there, Will Campbell's got a false start. But we're there to get in a fist fight, though.
Look, and when we say this, and Blake, I know you're the same, this isn't a disrespect towards the kids. These are good kids. I hope they do well in life and stuff like that. To me, it's a fake toughness. And I'm a show me kind of guy. I don't care about what you're going to have to say. Like, let's go out there and see it. And I think LSU fans have as big of a right as any to question the mental fortitude, the mental toughness of this team at times. Because, man, like, we could sit here and dissect this game for the next 2 hours. There were a lot of instances, and BK did say this post-game. I will say, we're acting like we have, and I'm paraphrasing, we're acting like we have this game won on the sideline. We need to go finish it, and it starts with me. Look, he's not going to throw a specific kid under the bus. I respect that. People who want him to, that'll get you the hook quick in certain situations. You just can't do that. In my opinion, you take care of that behind closed doors. But there's certain guys on this roster where it was a little bit of me ball tonight, and look, it's fun. It's flashy. Have fun. I'm one of those guys, hey, you have fun, you do something, but take care of your business because that's a quality team that you're playing. You can get away with that this upcoming weekend against Nichols, which we're not going to learn anything from that game on Saturday. But You can't get away with that when a team was competing and they could take advantage of your opportunities. That's what good teams do. LSU didn't do that.
I agree, Bryce.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother. We'll talk soon. That's Bryce. Go 247. Broad 337 with a $4.99 super chat says, "How do you say you're going to get in a fist fight and then proceed to get your ass whooped?" It's true. All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Yes, sir. This is Brian Tanner from Baton Rouge. How you doing, Mr. Ruffino?
Doing good.
First off, man, I've been there for your show since the very beginning, since I was in college, and
I appreciate
I've already gone to grad school.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah, man.
What'd you think of the game?
That was bad, and it's time to talk with some maturity and clarity. For starters, Blake, I know you said you used to block, used to be an offensive lineman, and I think you can look at this offensive line performance being about something you did for most of your life and say that was probably one of the worst performances by an LSU offensive line run blocking I've seen in quite some time. I understand you had 117 yards rushing.
Go that far when you had a running back that had 60 yards in the second half.
And I will agree with that, but here was my issue. The 3rd down and 1, which that was more play calling than actually running the ball.
I agree.
But earlier in the game, and I don't like calling people out, but I think it's important to kind of be quick. I just think that DJ Chester and Miles Frazier had a bad game today. I think that their interior push just wasn't good enough today. And I think that despite having a significant size advantage over USC in the front, I think that their overcommitment to the run really just kind of punched you in the middle throughout the game. And, you know, shout out to Bo Davis and Kevin Peoples with that defensive line that shut down USC's rushing attack throughout most of the game up until that last touchdown. But I think that LSU's line of scrimmage play, like, I didn't see, like, don't get me wrong, Garrett didn't get sacked today, and nor did he get pressured a lot. But I didn't see the best offensive line in college football today. I saw an offensive line that's pretty talented at both tackle spots. But the interior, to me, Mr. Ruffino, I don't think LSU's interior is, I don't think it's really a dominant force like that.
It's not. It's not. Thank you for the phone call, brother. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, man.
All right, you're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
This is Drew Rosenbaum from Meridian, Mississippi.
Drew, what'd you think of the game?
I think I could fucking puke for 24 fucking solid hours. That's what I fucking think.
All right. Well,
that is absolutely one of the most worst offensive game plans I have ever seen. I swear to God, I don't know. Is that Brian Kelly on the sideline or was that Les Miles? There was no creativity. The running game was very predictable. How many times can you run the same counterplay time after time and get 2 yards, 3 yards? The offensive line in the run game in the first half was abysmal at best. And that offensive coordinator, that baby face looking pussy. Are you fucking kidding me? Joe Sloan, get your head out of your fucking ass and let's try a pass more than 15 yards across the fucking middle. That's awful. And it's just awful.
Appreciate the phone call. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to? All right. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
What's going on, Blake? Bro, I love all the content. First thing to say.
Thank you.
Man, this is just LSU's like it's my everything. You know, it's my Super Bowl. It's more than my NFL. And I know it's just like you, man. And it's just, I mean, I'm late to the game here. And now I'm even like at a loss for words, but I've been trying to process it over the last hour or so. I know USC is a good team. I know they made some plays in the late moments, and they just made more plays than us straight up. But I'm just, this many years in a row, man, it's tough. What do you think?
I think it's very tough. Very, very, very tough. I don't really know where you go from here in a lot of ways in reference to, like I need to go watch BK's post game press conference. I mean, you got a couple of games. You got to go to South Carolina against a team that barely, could beat Old Dominion. And then you got to prepare and then come in for Ole Miss, and which will be a must win. Your season's not even remotely close to being over because of the 12-team playoff. However, I mean, look, man, I think Joe Sloan got out coached and out schemed, and I think that BK's got to be a little bit more hands-on offensively. Look, I mean, the O-line is what it is. I mean, I don't think they were abysmal like some have said. I think they did not perform as the best offensive unit when it comes to the running game. But I mean, when you get down to it, we make this game worse than what it is in the sense of that we don't get our playmakers the ball in space. And the good thing about Denbrock last year and other offensive coordinators was they would continue to feed guys like Malik and Brian Thomas. And I'm not saying Kyron Lacy is that, but when he doesn't have a catch in the second half, that's a massive mark on your resume.
Yeah, I saw in the post-game presser, apparently he slammed the table or something. So, I mean, I guess it's glad.
Not our fault. Not our fault you lost. I mean, you can be mad all you want to, but it's not anybody's fault but your own.
Absolutely, man.
So,
well, hopefully we can pull our crap together, but, this is just, 6 years in a row now, 3 here for BK, and just with another loss, kind of a dick kick like this, that's the way I'll describe it. It's hard to get pumped up for the rest of the season, even though it's not over.
I appreciate the phone call, bud.
All right. See you.
Thanks. All right. Last phone call. All right. You're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Hey, this is Jeff from Birmingham. I just want to say it's absolutely ridiculous that Kyron Lacy only gets 2 targets in the second half, and Mason Taylor, after he was unguardable in the first half, doesn't get a target in the second half.
I agree.
I mean, it did look like Les Miles from 2012. I mean, when we couldn't even we didn't want to put the game away. It was like we were up 17-13, and we have multiple opportunities to put the game away. And it's like, all right, we just want USC to stay around. And I thought the defense played great. I thought Blake Baker did a great job of scheming up blitzes and getting pressure on Miller Moss. And I thought the defense played way too good for us to lose tonight. And it's just infuriating that, I mean, Kyron Lacy looked unstoppable in the first half. And then we go to him 2 times in the second half on throwaways. Not even catchable balls, not even screen passes, but on catchable balls. I mean, it's disgusting. And we got to go to South Carolina in 2 weekends and play in a hostile environment. I'm worried, man. I hate losing 3 openers in a row under Brian Kelly, but we should be a lot better this year. And the defense played good enough tonight to win. We should be 1-0, and it's just frustrating. I want to get your thoughts on it.
What was the question again? Ask me a question again.
Well, I'm just saying, why does Kyron Lacy only get 2 targets?
I don't know.
In the second half?
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is behind it. I think it's a lack of situational awareness. The one time they showed Sloan on the TV copy, he's banging his, he's pissed off, and he looks like it's overwhelming him, and I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I have no clue. I don't have an answer for it, and I don't think there is going to be a good answer. I mean, I wish BK was asked, in the post-game press conference what he thought about it, and let him answer it. But look, man, defensively you were fantastic. I'll just go ahead and say it. Much better than much improved, and you'll continue to get better. But man, you keep having games like this offensively, you're going to lose more football games. Thanks for the phone call, bud.
Appreciate it.
All right. You're on the phone with Blake Ruffino. This is the AYS show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to?
Kai.
What'd you think of the game?
Good, Blake?
Yeah, what'd you think of the game?
I think, well, can I get your thoughts first? Because honestly, I think Brian Kelly's not ready for the job. Like, I know LSU, we've been struggling the past few years, but he just looks like he's just not ready for the job. Like, I don't understand the process of running the ball. A hurry-up run on 3rd and 1. We didn't go under center one time.
Right.
We did nothing but shotgun run. I'm honestly just lost for words because, like, this is the 5th year in a row, and I just don't understand what happened with the play calling. Why don't we give the ball to our playmakers like last year in the space and just allow them to do what they do? But, I mean, I just wanted to really get your thoughts because I just tuned into the show, and this is my first time calling, and I'm just been a fan for a while.
Yeah, here's what I tell you, man. I'm an hour and a half into this, and then 4 hours watching the game. Just go back and watch the beginning of it. That's the only thing I could say. I hate to cop you out like that, but man, it just, go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the phone call, bud.
Yep.
All right. Listen, I'm out of here, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Fucking sucks. It is what it is. Peace.